All right, what's going on, guys? It's Monday, and we got some news for us to actually go through today. But before I actually go into all the news outlet, just to give you guys a brief summary from what I actually saw during the weekend, it was more crazy happening with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. Of course, I'll be going through the update later on in a bit. And yeah, I mean, right now it is about 7:30. I just came back from work, and we are going to be looking at the market right now. I'm looking at pre-market. Everything is in shambles. Futures are down crazily, and the reason is because oil prices went to $130 a barrel. And in case you cannot really grasp how crazy that is, in the US, usually they count it by gallon, and every gallon of gas is about $2 before this entire thing happened. About $2 to maybe $2.50 or so. Yesterday, as of Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, as of Saturday, the prices of oil went to $4 a gallon. And right now, they're actually looking at possibly almost going to $5 a gallon, which is almost 2 times the price of oil, which means that oil prices almost went up times two. And this is all only because of Russia and Ukraine. And it's quite crazy because you wouldn't really expect Russia to really just short the entire market in terms of oil, even though we do understand that Russia is a big commodity supplier in terms of oil. But I think it is a huge shock for the market. Whereas oil prices is basically just tumbling down and down and down. I mean, going up and up and up. But yeah, it's kind of bad because when oil prices go up at this manner, same with gold, same with your aluminum, the nickel, wheat, same thing. Okay, all of them are all just going up and up and up. And if you have not catch my new video on if you should buy this dip or you should just sell the market, check it out on my video in my channel. I actually talk about how it might not really be the best idea for you to actually buy the dip. Evidently, okay, you can see that the dip just came in even harder. But I think today we'll be seeing a lot of news from the Russia-Ukraine situation where we can actually see more of the reason why you should not be buying. By the way, I'm eating Greek yogurt at the same time, so Okay, but anyway, enough with the summary. Let's cover some news today. All right. Let's go through from the bottom again, so you can kind of go all the way to the top and see what are we missing out. All right, oil tops $130 a barrel. Like I said before earlier, prices for April deliveries of crude has shot up since Russia invaded Ukraine. Buyers began shunning the aggressor's oil's export. The main U.S. price last week topped $110 a barrel for the first time in more than a decade. And in off-hour trading late Sunday, they burst above $130 following fresh attacks. So during the weekend, I'm pretty sure they don't show it here. I will have to go and backtrack for it, but I don't think I can find it on Wall Street Journal. But anyway, during the weekend, there's just more attacks. Russia basically came out to warn NATO and EU that the more they want to support Ukraine, the more Russia is going to continue to attack. The more aggressive they're going to be attacking Ukraine. So that's not exactly the best kind of thing that you want to be listening to as well. Which is why the oil prices basically kept on shooting up. Especially let's not also forget that Biden also said that he wants to. Well, not really Biden, US in general wants to ban oil, Russia's oil. And US is capable of doing that, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's about a little bit less than 5% of oil actually comes from Russia in US. Okay, but the other people are not going to be happy, which is your EU countries. Okay, France and Germany have huge import from Russia, and because of that, if they want to all just boycott Russia oil at the same time, you need to have some replacement. Okay, of course, I'm pretty sure that if you are watching this video, okay, you're gonna watch a lot of other videos of other people telling you, This is the best time for you to buy Tesla. This is the best time for you to buy NIO. It's the best time for you to buy any sort of EV company out there. Why? Because with the lack of oil, people naturally gravitate towards EV companies. That is true and all, but do understand that this is in a macro sense of things. And we are talking about a huge shift, okay? Just because right now you have a lack of oil, and it does spur people to actually get an EV, but this is not the only thing that people will actually think about. So I think that's something for you to actually consider before you just be like, okay, you know what, I'll just YOLO into Tesla and such. I don't think that's going to be that good of an idea. So, I mean, after all, I do like Tesla and all, but I do think that, you should most likely be a little bit more cautious in the market, especially around this period of time. All right. Future contract for delivery in subsequent month has risen as well, but not by nearly as much. Yeah, but basically, okay, this is just talking about the prices of oil. All right, TikTok and Netflix pull back from Russia. We expected that already. Russia recruiting Syrians from urban combat in Ukraine. Okay. Ukraine COVID-19 aid at stake as talks on omnibus spending bill continues. Okay, honestly speaking, like, I can't believe I'm saying this again. I said this last week, but I can't believe I'm going to say this again. I kind of miss COVID. I kind of miss Omicron. I kind of miss the word lockdown, the word like endemic, the words like suddenly hearing about war or a possible world war kind of changes your perspective of a lot of things. Like you think that COVID was the worst that we ever could have, and now you get this. It's like, gosh. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. COVID is starting to not be sexy. Okay, news about COVID is starting to not be sexy, and it's starting to get boring because even though I read up on the spike proteins in like various all the variants from your Mu variant to your Omicron variant and such, I do think that right now it's just not interesting enough. People are all recovering. Okay, and let's not forget, during this entire war, no one really want to care about this entire COVID-19 that's happening. So, yeah, just my thought, I guess. All right, let's look at this. Global markets fall. I mean, kind of expected. Okay, this was way worse actually. Let's look at SPY. Okay, to be fair, SPY is down 1.45% in the pre-market. So, still pretty bad, nevertheless. But yeah, front month futures for Brent crude, all of them, yeah, jumped 9.4%. Come on, man. All right. I mean, we kind of expected global market to fall, okay, when oil prices go up that much. New Zealand plans Russia sanction law. Okay, this is interesting. I wasn't really expecting New Zealand to really step in this far out. But yes, I think that this is, again, same thing like I said before. Okay, remember, I think it was last week when I said, okay, any companies, any brands, any social platform, any countries that come out to say that they're against Russia is going to take up about 80% of the news right now, because that's kind of the popular thing to do. Right now, even China don't want to be that associated to Russia as we speak. But of course, China, I can tell you honestly, China is a very, very smart nation led by a very, very smart leader. Okay, China knows when to go forward, when to step back, and China knows how to calculate their moves, and they have very, very good risk analysis when it comes to this kind of thing. So I do think that it's all right for what China is doing, but I'm not sure if Russia is going to be happy about actually going too much to China for help, because being too dependent on China is not going to be good for Russia either. Okay, right now Russia wants other countries to be dependent on them instead, which is why they have a lot of oil export helping with the EU, with the Nord Stream 1 and 2 and such. That makes sense for Russia. But for Russia to be kind of depending on China, even there are some news outlets that's actually saying that there's a possibility that Russia might be adapting yuan, which is the official currency the legal tender currency in China. That might be the case, but let's be honest here. Okay, China can easily cut Russia off, and Russia would just go down like nothing. Okay, so I don't think Russia will want to go that far. I do think that Russia might want to form diplomatic ties with China, which is what they actually did pre-war. But I do think that during this war, it simply just shows that China is just very, very smart. That's all I can say from this war. For China, China is super duper smart. So yeah, more sanctions. Okay, oil tops. Okay, we already know this. Luxury stores in Russia shut for now. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is the same thing as the tech thing. Okay, so for example, when Dell, Apple, all of them, they actually shut off their shops, not allowing Russian people to basically go in to buy their products, because when you buy all these value retaining products, you can basically buy them, go over to eBay, and then sell it for USD, sell it for whatever currency that you desire. Okay, same thing with your Louis Vuitton, your Chanel, Gucci, Prada. According to them, all of them are temporarily closing in Russia. And this would make sense, okay? Because if they continue staying open, people who are stupidly rich can basically go in and buy up all the luxury goods that they want, and then afterwards they can use that as a whole of value, retention of value, which fair enough. But at the same time, let's not forget there are also people who are making use of the low ruble prices to doing a conversion and then going there to do the buying. But I don't think there's gonna be that many people who are doing that right now. I don't think it's safe for you to really do that right now. So yeah. All right, closing stores, house group, blah blah blah. Okay. Do the same. Suspended is e-commerce. Okay. Stopped its operation in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. All right, China offers necessary mediation aid to Ukraine. This is interesting. Okay. I'll say that Beijing would work with the international community to provide necessary mediation between Ukraine and Russia when the time is right. Let's see. Shortly after, officials in Ukrainian city of Kharkiv said a Russian-led multiple-launch rocket system fired on a line outside a grocery store, killing several civilians. China is willing to continue to play a constructive role in promoting peace talks and is willing to work with the international community to carry out necessary mediation when needed. He didn't provide additional details. Okay. Repeating China's position that it would judge the situation in Ukraine based on the merits of the matter. We've seen people repeatedly emphasize the principle of sovereignty on Ukraine issue, but they continue to undermine China's sovereignty and strength on the Taiwan issue. Honestly, I do think that is a smart thing that China is doing. Them coming out to provide a mediation for this entire situation. Let's be honest here. China got nothing to really gain from this war continuing as well. But China do not have anything to lose either. Okay. And if China don't have anything to lose, it is a gain for them already. They can have as much noise on the outside. They are a self-sufficient nation to begin with. Okay. They don't really need the rest. Okay. So if the rest kind of argues, if the US come in, the US going to spend a lot of money to fight this if they really wanted to. China don't have to care. That way, China's going to be the best nation. It's kind of big brain by not doing anything. But of course, China do think that, at the same time, there's no reason for them to actually fight. So how about we just do everyone just, find some peacekeeping method, a diplomatic way to just solve this amicably. So German stocks enter bear market. Let's be honest, okay? If you are looking at the stocks market, for the US market, for the China market, for the EU market, in general, the entire global market, ever since last year, at about September to October-ish, we have already entered this bear market. But the thing is that the reason why we entered this bear market was from constant sideways trading. So you can kind of see the graph kind of just doing this. And you can see that it's kind of just continuously going downwards instead. It is sideways trading, okay? It kind of go up, down, up, down, up, down. But it slowly trend downwards. And that's very, very bad for the market, okay? Sideways market hurts the market the most, okay? Of course, there are also times where people have sideways market and they eventually trend up. But those are either super duper huge companies and they just gradually have a gradual growth, good earnings, the basic company back in the I would like to say 2017 and such. Okay, right now we're in 2022. Okay, you have companies like Facebook trading like a penny stock, where they're down 28% and then down another 10% the day after, that kind of thing. And that's kind of why I feel that the bear market is not just gonna be hitting Germany. Okay, it's gonna be hitting every stock exchange out there. It's gonna continue this way. And I think the way that this bear market is gonna end is if we have this sudden, very hot recession that just come in and out it's like a quick strike. Okay, we need a recession that comes in and out immediately, dip everything down by like a good 10 to 20% at one shot, and then you can start to create the buy momentum again. Because right now, people who are staying out of the stocks market are too worried about the market. I can tell you clearly. You look at the market, you can see. Okay, I would be worried sick looking at this market because you do not know what is going on in the market. Okay, and it kind of makes sense. And with this kind of sideways trending market, is also because the lack of volume that's going into the market, and because of that, you essentially will slowly transition it over into a bear market. And it's very, very hard for you to really get out of this bear market because that all the underlying volume is still around in the world in terms of asset. It's just that people don't want to really enter into the stocks market because it's so uncertain. Okay, it's uncertain. When uncertainty is at such a level, or when volatility is at such a level, it's very, very hard for people to think that this is a good time to buy. And that's the reason why you see a bear market forming for a lot of markets in general. All right, European currency hit multi-year lows as energy concern from flight to dollar, of course. Natural gas prices in Europe jumped. Telling you all this is going to jump, and we already understand those. Ruble sinks to fresh low with Russian market shut. Okay. Let's see, record low. Okay, honestly, someone actually asked me on my Instagram and asked me, during the day where Ruble went super duper low, this person asked me, Jeff, do you think I should get into Ruble in terms of like this sort of like a forex trade kind of thing? I literally just told him straight up, what makes you think that you buying into Ruble will suddenly just rebound? Because if you can give me a proper scenario where you can see Ruble rebounding out of nowhere, do let me know, because I don't see the end game for this. Okay, I don't see the ending. I don't see the last scene in this movie. Okay, I'm not sure how would this end, other than the fact that you would need either of the leader, be it Zelensky or Putin, to die. Okay, because right now what's going to happen is that Ukraine is going to continuously get ammunition, get fighter jets, get weapons and everything from the EU and from NATO. And then Russia is constantly going to get sanctioned over and over by all the countries, 20, 30 countries, sanctions. Okay? And the people of Ukraine are going to just keep on fighting. Of course, in the long run, we do understand that Russia is going to win. Okay? Because Russia definitely have the more superior military force. But we do not know how will this end, because Russia is not going to just start throwing bodies at Ukraine, because that doesn't make sense. Okay? So if that's the case, how and in what scenario do you see Ruble going up? And that's my concern. I do not see Ruble going up. Not now, not at least until when they actually announce that, that the war is over or we are going to start retreating. Okay? Because the thing is that when they actually start retreating, it's not going to be over per se. You actually see some signs of, oh, Russia says that they are going to start retreating. They're going to send some troops to like, they might want to delegate their troops over to another side. They might want to go for more training, whatever it is. Okay, there will be news about it. And those are the signs that I'm looking for me to think that, oh, okay, Ruble is actually not bad, because there is a good chance that this is where the U-turn comes in. But there's nothing right now. Okay, right now, Ruble is continuously going down, and every single time there is a small spike up, it's basically people who are asking me if they should buy the dip, and then they continue to buy the dip. Okay, I'm not saying that it's wrong to buy the dip, okay, by no means, because literally this is the worst part about the market, okay, and especially about this entire war. Whatever we are talking about right now, like right this instant, in the next minute could be different. Okay, as I'm recording this right now, okay, or as I am uploading this later on, the war might be resolved, and you will suddenly just see everything go up, and oil, gold, all of them will go down. Okay, this is the weird thing about the market. As much as I can tell you all this possible bearish sign in the market of how I do not see how Russia will be stepping down and things like that, Putin can just change his mind. It's just that according to historical beliefs, I don't see that happening, and which is why I kind of want to base it on those. But yeah, okay, enough of the Ruble. Okay, I should move on. But yeah, Ruble fell 137 to $1. Yikes. To put it into context, Ruble was about 25 to $1. So it's about 5 times lower now. So horrible. All right, UK sees Russian strikes disrupting Ukraine's internet access. Yeah, I think this was settled by Starlink, wasn't it? Cloud infrastructure, Cloudflare, said that internet usage in Ukraine has declined the past 10 days, though access is still available at most locations. Elon Musk Space Exploration Technology, or SpaceX, has made access to the satellite internet system called Starlink available in Ukraine. He later offered advice to Ukraine. Oh yeah, Elon Musk actually had a Zoom meeting with Vladimir Zelensky that I've actually yet to finish the whole video. I was actually working halfway through, but that was actually quite interesting for us to actually see that, the leader of a country, especially the leader of a war-torn country at the moment, is actually talking to Elon Musk about all these kind of things. I just thought it's actually very, very interesting for us to really look at that. But yeah, Starlink, I'm pretty sure Starlink is already taking care of the internet side of things, so I don't think I'm going to be that concerned about this. But yeah, I think that's all that we have for the updates. Okay, time for us to actually go through the smaller stuff. All right, let's go with Disney rolling out cheaper ad-supported subscription in late 2022. Personally, I love this move by Disney. Okay, I love this move. Okay, so for people who do not know about Disney Plus subscription, basically you get this subscription almost like Netflix. Okay, and then I think it was like about like $12.99. Right now they're gonna go down to like $8.99 or so for them to actually do this. It's very, very smart, because by them actually lowering the barrier of entry, more people who didn't get in when the barrier of entry was high will probably now get in. Okay, and now the cost of acquiring new clients is basically the difference itself. And at the same time, the difference for the cost of acquisition is going to be supported by advertisement. And at the same time, let's not forget, advertisement can go way more than just the small price for acquisition of the new clients themselves. So I thought that this is a very, very smart move by Disney. And at the same time, let's not forget that in the big boy league, all of them are talking about advertisement. Let's think about it this way. Apple deal with advertisement simply via through App Store and such. Alphabet basically leaves off advertisement. Okay, Facebook, a huge part of their revenue are from advertisement. Okay, you can see that all these huge company, they are all very ad revenue based, because that's where the real money is at. And I really like that Disney is actually starting to do this. This is going to help Disney a lot more, and I think that this is a very, very good move for Disney. So Of course, I think that there is also a possibility that eventually Disney would also want to lower their prices even more, where they have even more ad breaks in between. But I'm not sure how that would actually work out. But I'm pretty sure that they are gonna just try this out for a little bit and see how it actually goes before they actually start to implement more different, like the different tiers for people to actually enter into Disney. But I think this is very, very smart for them to really do so, especially with spending cut for a lot of people across the globe. Having a low fee and still, retaining the entertainment that you are going to be having anyway is going to be great. And yeah, I mean, I'm very, very happy that they're doing this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting it because right now I'm already on Disney Plus as it is. But I'll see the reviews for it. If it is worth it for us to actually do it, I probably would do so. So yeah, good on you, Disney. Good on you. All right, Biden caught between inflation and calls to ban Russian oil. All right, I like this. I like this a lot because okay, it's already 25 minutes. I don't know why is the time moving so fast. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna do this for the Wednesday video instead because this might be a little bit long. This might take about 10 minutes or so. I'm not gonna talk about this today, but it's gonna be about this inflation and banning of Russian oil. I think a lot of people don't really understand how this Russia-Ukraine situation is gonna affect all of us. Okay, if we are not in Russia or we are not in Ukraine, it doesn't really affect all of us. And there are multiple things that will be affected. But I'll be covering that on the Wednesday weekly video. So, stay tuned for that. All right, I'm just going to tap this for now. All right, U.S. hunts for option to get Polish combat planes to Ukraine. I'm not sure if this is very, very smart. Okay, same thing. Okay, I don't think that Putin is going to be stopping. He don't look like he's stopping. And he don't posture himself to be stopping either. Okay. And the reason why he's getting more and more aggressive was after Zelensky went to sign the EU contract, which is European Union, basically trying to get towards the European countries a lot more than he should be getting towards the Soviet Union side of things. And then secondly was also when Putin basically telling NATO and EU to be like, yo, stop sending things over to Ukraine to help. Okay, the more you guys are doing this, right, the more we are going to destroy Kharkiv, Kiev, and all those cities in Ukraine. And I think that it's not helping. It's not helping that Putin is making such threats, and then US is thinking, how can we get Polish combat planes to Ukraine? Like you know what I mean. But of course, I do understand from a whole nother point of view where because in Ukraine, people basically are saying, US are such hypocrites, okay? You say that you're going to help us, you're not going to come over to help us, okay? Especially say that, we are going to be joining NATO in the future, then, Article 5, you touch one of us, you touch all of us and everything. You say you're going to help us, but no help is here yet, Germany, France, UK, all of y'all say that you're gonna help me, okay? But all of y'all are just giving me ammunition and such. No one is bringing their force into my country to fight for my country. Okay, I get that point of view, but you do have to understand that if you do not want Putin to escalate this whole situation into a all-out war, that's the thing that we're trying to avoid. But let's not forget that the thing is that what Putin is possibly doing is also by what US and NATO might also be doing is that they might be trying to bait Russia into doing something more reckless than they are supposed to, and they might actually hit onto Poland, for example. They might hit Poland, and when they hit Poland, technically under NATO, and then NATO can just be like, okay, we are gonna fight you now. That sort of thing. I do think that they are possibly trying to trigger Putin for a possible movement for them to actually start into a proper war scenario. But like I said, man, I'm not exactly thrilled about this. So I'm just gonna be cautious about it. All right. All right. Anyway, okay. Investors start buying Ukraine and Russia bonds. Like I said, I do think that it's okay to be buying bonds. Okay, I do think that bonds is okay because even if you are missing the bottom of the bottom, it's still about 1% or so. You're not going to miss out a lot. I read a little bit about this, and that's basically they're just talking about bonds, and the percentage of people buying bonds are a lot higher. We already talked about this. All right, let's look at Bloomberg before we actually end this. It's already 30 minutes right now. So, all right, Ukraine update: EU release sanction. IAEA 6 nuclear talks. China warns US against forming Pacific NATO and backing Taiwan. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hold up. China warned the US against trying to build what is called a Pacific version of NATO, while declaring that a security dispute over Taiwan and Ukraine were not comparable at all. The real goal of the US Indo-Pacific strategy was to form Asia's answer to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO. China has often accused the US of trying to form blocs to suppress its growth, a complaint that's likely to attract greater attention after President Vladimir Putin cited similar grievances before his invasion of Ukraine. The perverse action run counter to the common aspiration of the region for peace, development, cooperation, and a win-win outcome. They are doomed to fail. Okay, senior diplomat repeatedly alluded to the US as the source of problem with countries around the globe and issued some of China's most pointed warnings yet against calls to expand US ties with Taiwan. This would not only push Taiwan into a precarious situation, but also bring unbearable consequences for the US side. Taiwan will eventually return to the embrace of the motherland. Wow. Okay. So this is bad because this is almost all right. Don't understand that this entire article basically is preluding you to a possible Russia-Ukraine 2.0 on the east side. And this one will be big because US would be directly involved as well. You know what? I'm going to be researching more about this before I actually share more of my thoughts. I don't think that I can do it justice by me just reading off the news and then explaining my thoughts to you guys. I don't think that will do this article justice. I'll do more research about this later on, and then I'll talk more about this either tomorrow or the day after. All right, by the way, that's all I have for today's news. I'm going to finish my Greek yogurt and I'm going to go and cook my dinner. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for all the longer form news these days, but I'll try to make shorter form content as well. I'm also looking into making YouTube shorts as well. Right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.